family. You're tuned into the hottest show on IGTV. It's the Mode Today series on Black Muslim businesses. And today we're going to be talking to Sister Naeemah Muhammad about her Dance Academy business. So y'all come on in the room. Let's come on in, have a conversation. Sit down, get you something to drink, get you some tea, some coffee, some water. That's pretty much all I drink. I don't drink my calories, but anyway, but if y'all like lemonade and all that other stuff, you can do that too. Wa alaikum salam, I be doing me. Welcome to the show. We are going to give it about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will invite our guests on. Did y'all get y'all coins already? Don't forget, get your commemorative Elijah coin. Support independent restoration. And also, make sure you tune in tomorrow night to the Mode Today Manifestation Series. I'm going to teach you how to stop focusing on them haters so much. Okay? Stay on Pointe Dance Academy. We are going to invite you in. If you could make a request to join, we'll give it about 2 or 3 minutes. Good morning, Mother. Welcome. She said, I be doing me says I haven't, but it's on my radar. That's all we can pray for. But make sure you pray for us. Pray for the work that we're doing, the work here, the Black Muslim Business Directory, with the renovation and restoration of the former home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. ABC, I love me. Welcome, Mimi. How are you? She's so special. I just love seeing ABC, I love me, and her posts and her book. It just warms my heart. So excited about it. Okay, so let's give it a couple of more minutes, and then we're gonna jump in and bring our sister in and start having this conversation. How many of y'all like to dance? Say something in the chat if you like to dance. I know in our family, we dance. We get together. If it's a holiday, if we just kicking it, we're all dancers. So if it's a birthday celebration, an anniversary celebration, just because we together is about music and dance. And so I'm really excited to talk to our sister today. Just, you know, dance is just therapeutic. It's fun. I like taking dance classes, and Mom says, yes, we do. You name it, we gets it in. You're going to be hard pressed to beat us dancing in our family. A lot of people like to dance, and a lot of times we think that once we become so spiritual that we have to stop dancing. And maybe you don't dance so raunchy the way you used to back in the day, but you can still dance. Movement is therapeutic. It's part of our original language of love, and it's all about dance. So, and I think, I know for me, not only was dancing big in my family growing up, but I took a lot of dance classes, a lot of modern dance, even as an adult. One of the things I did when I was in Washington, D.C. is I was taking African belly dance as a way to work out. So dancing is great. So we're going to invite Sister Naeemah in right now, her Dance Academy. And so I'm excited to have her here. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Oh, there she is. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
And you look like a beautiful artist. We got the
Praise
memo
so
on the
much.
hats, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Welcome, Sister Naeemah. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I'm so honored and humbled to be here. Thank you so much.
I am honored and humbled to be talking to you. And I can't wait to hear about your Dance Academy. So introduce yourself. Talk to us about your business. And I'll jump in and we'll get started. This is just a conversation. It's not an interview. We're just going to talk. We're going to talk about the power of dance. We're going to talk about your incredible business, what it does for the children you work with, and all of that, and your journey as a dancer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am. My name is Naeemah Muhammad. I am the founder and owner of Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. We are located in Douglasville, Georgia, but we teach nationally because of our virtual classes. We offer ballet 2, modern, jazz, and hip hop. We started in 2020. in the midst of the pandemic. So we were
Really?
all virtual. Yes, ma'am. We started May 2020. We were all virtual. Then a few months later, I was blessed to do the partnership with the Douglasville Parks and Recs, and that's where our
Yeah.
in-studio class is located. And we've been teaching virtually and in studio for 2 years now. And it's been a blessing just to see how, started with one or two students and how we've grown. So, yes.
What made you start this in the middle of the pandemic?
Well, so originally I was going to start in 2020. I was like, I'm going to have this baby and I'm going to start my
Okay.
own company.
Okay.
So take it back a year before, 2019, I felt like I had made it. I started teaching ballet at Dance 411. And if you're in the Atlanta area, that is the premier dance studio for the area. So when they hired me to teach ballet, I was like telling my mom, I was telling Mimi, I was telling my dad, I'm like, this is it. I made it. 2 months there, I get pregnant. I'm sick and I can't, so I kind of feel like, oh, how did I get to this top studio? And I missed my opportunity because I thought, I couldn't do it because I was too sick. So I ended up having to resign the position. Then I started talking to my family and they were like, well, what you make there, what you do there, you could do for yourself.
Come on.
So I had the baby. Once I had my daughter, then I was like, okay, I'm back. I'm going to do this for myself. And, Allah blessed me to do it. And I just said, regardless of the pandemic, we're going to do this thing virtually. And here we are, 2 years later.
What's your background in dance? You said you're teaching ballet, so I'm
Yes,
assuming
ma'am.
you're a ballerina.
Yes, ma'am, I am. My mom put me in my first ballet class when I was 5 years old. So we lived in Naperville, Illinois. And she wanted me to have a black ballet instructor. So she took me to Oswego, which I'm sure you're familiar with the area, to have a black ballet teacher. That woman was so instrumental. If I could find her, if I could remember her name, I will find her. She is the reason I ended up on this path because I was the only black girl. Even though I was the only black girl, my mom wanted me at least to have a representation of a teacher. She took the time to notice me. She took the time to invest in me. She took the time to make me feel seen. And I will never, ever forget how I felt. I loved that class. And even though I didn't stay in that class more than 2 years because it would end up being on Saturday and my mom couldn't miss MDT class, so I had to go on a different day. She wasn't there at a different day. That's really my foundation. So being seen and feeling special and feeling like I'm talented, that seed she put in me is lasting me all these years later to continue my dance journey. And now I want to do the same for another young girl who looks like me, to know that you belong in this field. You're honored, your voice is heard, and you're talented, and your gift is to be shared.
Yeah, that's beautiful that your mom had the wherewithal to find you a black dance teacher. That is so important. And to just have that security as a
Right.
young girl. So how did your dance journey then evolve?
So after that, I've danced in many, many dance studios all over, but ballet was always my thing. I've done hip hop, I've done modern jazz, but ballet was the one discipline that I felt like was not I say I perfected because I'm still a student, but it was one thing where I shined, I would say. So
Yes.
fast forward to coming down here, let me go back to the sisters who helped me, the MGT who helped me
Yes,
in
ma'am.
my dance. I have to give these sisters a shout out. Sister Margaret Mockney of Chicago.
Yes.
She put on plays, and Sister Winifred. My mom was in her plays, and I saw these black women doing arts and culture on a high level. So
Yes.
when I would, after dance class, and I would go see these plays, and I was like, oh my goodness, I want to be like Sister Margaret. Like my mom and grandma would be like, Margaret, she is like the
Yeah.
everything. She's so classy. She is just an icon and a role model for me. So when I saw these sisters doing these plays and doing dancing, I knew that I could do the same thing, even as a Muslim. Because sometimes, excuse me, my hat, you feel like it's limitations. So I could do the ballet stuff. I can do that in Naperville, but I didn't feel like, could I do that within the nation? Could I be a ballerina and still be a Muslim? Could I bring my talents and skills home? Well, I've learned that now. So I took my training, and now to the point where I'm teaching MUI on Thursday. Shout out to my MUI students. I
Yes.
teach hip hop every Thursday at MUI DC, but I've learned to bridge that gap. If that
Yes.
answers the question, yes, ma'am.
Yes. That's beautiful. What a beautiful story.
Yes, ma'am.
How
Thank you
has
so much.
dance impacted your life? And I ask this question because you probably heard me in the intro where my mom was a ballerina. So she still dances to this day. She's always danced. She introduced dance to us as a family. It's just kind of something that we do. And so for myself, always taking dance classes, whether it's, I don't know if you know Dr. Sunyata Amin and the belly dancers of color in DC. And so I started studying under her and just using that to understand movement. And it's really a spiritual journey. And so I just want to hear about, before we get into the benefits of it from a business standpoint, I want to hear about the spirituality of dance and how it kind of enhances who you are from a spiritual standpoint.
I would say dance is healing. So 2020, I lost my mother. And I was going to quit. I was going to shut my business down. I was just like, but grief can be paralyzing to the point where I didn't want to get up.
Yes.
But then I realized I had a family. You know, I had to think about my siblings, my father, my husband, everyone who had been affected in my business. So really, dance has saved me. These last 2 years is what keeps me going in the midst of my grief, because grief, let me tell you, it will stop you in your tracks. You will want to quit everything. I knew that my mom had invested in me. So now it was my time to open up that gift, share that gift with the world, and continue that. And that's how I honor her legacy, through dance. So time and time again, if I'm feeling sad, or anyone who's watching, you feeling sad, you put on music, you dance, you get your body moving, I promise you it will change your whole aura, your whole environment changes. So every time I step into a dance video, I mean, like, I'm heightened. All my senses are heightened because I know I'm in a happy place. I'm in a safe zone. I'm in my creative zone. And I constantly use dance to help me through my grief journey.
There are so many spiritual healing teachers that incorporate body movement and dance in the healing process. So that's amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's a way to get you to your happy place.
Yep.
You know, put that music on Saturday morning. Maybe you're cleaning up
Yes.
for class or whatever, and just dance.
Yes.
And
Tune
enjoy
everything out. Yes, right. That's right.
So tell me about the business. You have this love, and what I like that you're explaining to us is that you had a passion, something that you started off doing as a 5-year-old little girl, and you became a ballerina.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know I mean, that is so amazing. You became a ballerina, then you transformed that into a business. So it was a business born out of your authenticity. So talk about that process of taking what you love, and you talked a little bit about it, being pregnant and having the baby, feeling like you lost something when you were no longer able to continue with the position that you were with the premier dance studio, and you took it and flipped it and made lemonade out of lemons, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Praise me so lot. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
And now you're just healing yourself and offering healing to others. Such a beautiful spiritual story. You know, I'm all about combining spirituality with business.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the ultimate high right there.
Yes, ma'am.
To be able to get paid off of who you are.
Right. That's a blessing. That is a blessing.
Yeah. So talk to us about the business. Online business. Are you in person now? Let's talk about that business model a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. So on Mondays are our virtual classes. We'll be back March 28th. We have our tutus and tiaras classes. That's our virtual, ages 3 to 12. Thursdays, that's my MUI. Shout out to my MUI students. And then every Saturday, we have our Ballet 1, which are ages 3 to 6, our tiny dancers. And then Ballet 2 at 10:45, which is ages 7 to 10. And the beautiful thing, when people ask me, why ballet? Because, you know, like, you do so many different genres, hip hop. Why ballet? Ballet is the foundation for every other dance. So no matter what dance you're going to go to, you're going to see like, oh, that's a releve, that's a plie, that's a Sinead turn. You're going to see ballet incorporated. So even if you don't have to want to be a ballerina to take a ballet class, you can just enjoy the discipline, learning the fundamentals of dance, and take that wherever you go. That discipline is going to be within you wherever you go. So that's the beauty.
You hear about these football players taking ballet?
Yeah, for grace. They need to learn the grace, to be light on their toes. You know, it teaches them about balance. That's the beauty. So you could even yoga instructors. I know yoga instructors who take ballet classes to help flexibility, grace. You know, it just really helps. You can take it wherever and incorporate that.
So you have the online, and then you have some in-person classes. Anything for adults?
Not yet. I haven't. My sister's been on me. She's like, when are you going to do something for the adults? Soon. So just stay tuned for that announcement because I'm working on something. I'm working on something for the adults. Yes, ma'am.
We try to keep you busy.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here for it.
What is the ideal age to start your children in ballet? I heard you say you have 3 to
6.
starting at 3-year-olds?
Yes, ma'am. So 3-year-olds, a beautiful thing. 3-year-olds, the reason I don't start at 2 versus 3, potty training. And it just, it's a big step
Yeah.
between 2 and 3 because I have a 2-year-old, so I know. So the reason
Yeah.
3-year-olds are perfect because that's usually when they enter in that pre-K. So it's socialization, it's activity, it's a lot of social interaction, it's a lot of movement, it's getting them comfortable with moving their bodies. And honestly, what I've noticed with my shyer students, it brings something out of them. It helps them embrace themselves and that authenticity that sometimes you don't get in the classroom. You get that freedom in dance class to really, take your coat off, take your guard off, and just be. And that's what I love about that class because I'll see the babies come in shy, and then by the end of their class, they're making friends, they're talking, they're excited about the next dance move. So 3 is perfect. That's why I said that is perfect to start.
It's interesting because I could easily see how you're teaching 3-year-olds the mind-body connection.
Yep.
Because a lot of people as adults, they don't understand the mind-body connection. They get sick or something happens to them. They think that's separate from how they think or separate from their ability to will their body to do certain things. They say, oh, my back is stiff or my legs are stiff, and not even thinking about how they can use their mind to literally enhance the stretch of their back or their legs or enhance movement in their body and heal themselves. So that's important for children because, now it's like we went to this phase, when I was growing up, everybody had activities. Everybody danced or played an instrument. And then we went into this phase where there were no activities in school, no after school programs, and people didn't do anything. And then I think those people became adults who didn't do anything.
Yep. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And then their children become the children who don't do anything because they haven't been exposed. The parents haven't really been exposed. So it's foreign to them. So then we have another generation of that. And then don't mention technology. People want to come home, the first thing they want to do is get them the iPad. They don't want to necessarily go outside and play or do sports or, arts and culture activities. So you're definitely correct. It's definitely that. But we're getting better. We're getting better.
Yeah, we are getting better. And what I love also is just thinking about, I love the way you're using dance and ballet and marketing it in a different way as a holistic healing form of art. Because everybody ain't going to be a premier ballerina.
Right. And some people don't want to do it after they turn 8. They might pick up soccer or violin. They might. But what you can take from it, and that's why I say ballet is a home for everyone, regardless of age. I'm just talking about my younger students. What it is that's what I said, back to that discipline, the social aspect, the movement aspect. When you're talking about the healing aspect, it's a safe, creative zone. I want my studio to always be safe, virtually or in studio. It's a safe space for you to be creative. Everyone needs a creative outlet, and it looks different for everyone. But in the dance studio, we're all dancing together. It's a community. That camaraderie, that sisterhood, you can take anywhere, even if you only take dance for one session.
Would you please do a class for us?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because really, seriously, because I think what happens to us a lot of times as women, we lose our mind-body connection. And a lot of times we purposely lose it because when we're watching television, maybe we're not as thin as we used to be, or maybe our body shapes and styles is just different from what we see out here on television. So we disconnect from our body because we are trained in the media to not like our bodies.
That's right.
And so it's hard to bring our bodies back when we're trying to, get in shape. And one of the things I try to do is I try to incorporate some type of movement opportunity in my exercise routine, other than just maybe lifting weights, whether it's swimming or dance, that helps me with that mind-body connection. So it's so important for us as adult women as well.
Yes, ma'am. And that's an excellent point about the swimming and the dancing, because some people don't want to necessarily lift weights. Everyone doesn't want to go to the gym, you know, and like me with a younger person, I'm not, excuse me, a younger toddler, I don't necessarily have the time to go to the gym and get a babysitter. But dance is something that you don't even realize. You're like, fitness. It's like, yeah, that's fitness. That's health and well-being because it's fun. Just like swimming. Sometimes you swim, you don't even know this is a workout. So that's a beautiful thing for adults. Like dance it's a fun way. It's not pressure. It's not, I have to do this or look this way. It's a home for everyone. So that's an excellent point.
So in addition to your adult classes and expanding the business,
Yes, ma'am.
what's on the horizon? I'm just putting that in your, your whole.
Yes, ma'am. I got you. I got you.
And make sure you connect with me when you do
Yes,
get it
ma'am.
started, so that
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can join and tell everybody. We'll have a good time.
I sure
But
will.
tell me, what's on the horizon for you as a ballerina, as an individual?
So I'm really focused on taking my skills and talents globally. I've only had two virtual students in they were out the country, they were in Mexico, but I do want to, I know COVID and pandemic and all this craziness. I would love to go overseas and teach. I would love to go to Africa and teach and give and share, and I would do it for free, honestly, because I just want to give the gift of ballet to girls who look like me. I would love to have that. So that's my long-term goal, honestly. And if anyone's watching who wants virtual classes all across, I am here. I would love to connect. But my short-term goal is I have summer camps coming up. We have our virtual and in-studio summer camps. You guys need to sign up for those.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you keep yourself in shape as a ballerina?
I have to still take dance classes.
Okay.
I still take dance classes,
So
and I
you're a
love it.
teacher, but you still take classes.
I'm a student forever. I can't be a great teacher if I get out of the classroom myself. So I have to constantly stay in classes. And I learned so much from other teachers. I'm like, oh, okay, I like this, this works. Or, if I had a teacher who was kind of harsh and mean, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be this type of teacher. I don't want to do this. So yeah, I have to stay on my game as a student as well.
Well, you have a good energy and a good spirit, and I could see the
Thank
children
you.
wanting to work with you. I could see them wanting to be like you,
Yeah.
and I could really see that. I can see good energy. The light of your mom,
Oh,
and
praise
all of
the
that
Lord.
kind of
Thank
stuff.
you.
So
Thank you
I
so much.
I see that, and so I just say to you, it's like the minister says, you find that note that is your note. This is your note. And so you hold on to your note
Yes, ma'am.
and you play your note. So when you get a little tired, when the toddler is having a temper tantrum,
And she will.
you just go to your note.
Yes, ma'am.
When
Yes,
you
ma'am.
feel like, man, okay, what am I going to do with my business? You go to your note and
Yes, ma'am.
keep playing that note in your heart, your mind. I see it in your face, in your
Thank you,
body.
ma'am.
You just keep playing that note. And
Yes,
something
ma'am.
just told me to say that to you, because you have the legacy of your mother and all these beautiful women that have poured into you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you in turn now are pouring into other beautiful young students that you have. And so you have this amazing flow
Yes, ma'am.
that you are playing into. This is your note.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
like your orchestral, your
Yes,
symphony,
yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, you just keep playing it in that smile, in the
Thank
way
you.
that, you're working with the children, to have that passion and break through that during the pandemic when everybody else is depressed. This is your passion, but more than passion, because people use these terminologies, this is your note.
Yes, ma'am.
This
I
is your
love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I love that.
As you know, I see the need for it. I see your academy because I talk to a lot of people in business. You know that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I talk to other people that have dance studios and stuff, but it's very egoic driven.
Mm,
So in other words, they want to produce great dancers so they could say, look at that, that's my student.
right.
And they're very hard on people not because they're being hard on them because they know they need to create a breakthrough. They're being hard on them because they want them to be something that's in their mind. But what I hear you doing is you're connecting with your students.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're giving them an opportunity to find their note.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you serve Allah like that, sis, just keep going.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Just keep going. I know your mom is proud.
Oh, praise be to Allah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I know she is. So, okay, so we going to Africa.
Okay.
Dance in Africa, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing adult classes.
Yes, ma'am.
What else? I'll tell you something that might be really cool.
Okay.
Almost like having, and we can talk about this, like you have these business people out here and people who are going into business and we're teaching people to do for self.
Yes, ma'am.
Teaching them to understand the release of movement and youth. It's almost like one of the things that I like to do when I used to do these big seminars years ago, and I would bring in somebody to do an improv session with the entrepreneurs where we just improv. And it's so powerful because as entrepreneurs, you're just kind of in the box and you think business, but it's really a spiritual journey, which is what we're thinking, because if you cut off the spiritual, then you're either going to become a predator or you're going to be preyed upon.
Right.
But in this way, helping people to find their note by using improv. And I think ballet in those sessions, just something fun.
Right.
When it's not like just a chance to laugh at ourselves, laugh at each other. I think would be really cool. So not to put more on your plate.
No, I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
But in addition to the Africa piece, I definitely see where you can expand your dance healing business to other areas, like working with entrepreneurs.
Yes, ma'am. I love that. I love that. And it's like I said, it's relaxing. It creates that tense in the room, like you said, which just go away. It's fun. People put their guard down when they're dancing. So yes, that's an excellent idea. Thank you so much.
Any thoughts to dance professionally?
That's a road. It's a road that I was willing to, take, but not sacrifice everything.
Okay.
What I know is, as a Black woman, it's a lot of sacrifice. Everyone doesn't look like you. And so they'll do everything to destroy your confidence, to make you fit into a box that we were never born to be in.
Yes.
And so instead of me trying to hurt myself and my self-worth and my confidence to fit into this box, I will create a box for us, by us, where we all can, not even a box, a platform, because I don't want us to be in a box.
Yes.
A platform where we come and we feel recognized, we feel seen, just like my first ballet teacher, enough as who we are, what we are when we show up. I'm not trying to mold you into. Ma'am?
We have to find her for you.
Yes, we do. We really do. And I'm sure she's just a Google away.
Yeah. Promise me that you will not put Uncle Chip on camera dancing.
Uncle Chip knows. I would not.
Uncle Chip is going to try to get on there and he
and
might
show out, and he will. He'll show out.
He might try to do a plie or something like that, or a releve, but
I will leave Uncle Chip out of the dance classes.
Uncle Chip can go and be your marketing front person.
Yes.
Not dance on camera.
That's a fact. Yes, ma'am.
He just said, y'all some haters. I am setting the groundwork for my sister because she's not trying to end up on Saturday Night Live. She's trying to, look at Mimi taking up for him. Talking about listen. Dance. Oh, that's so.
That's what family's for.
But then there's other ones of us that are family is like, Uncle Chip, we love you, baby, but have a seat. Like you on the advanced team where you
right
for her. You don't get to come in the studio and dance.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm just kidding.
We love you, Uncle Chip. We love you.
We love you. I just missed that.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions for me in this last, anything you want to ask me or anything you want to talk about that I haven't touched on?
Just more advice. I would love more advice. Do you have any advice for me? I'm loving this. I'm loving the notes. I'm going to keep that and keep that in my
Yeah.
heart. I love that.
The
Just make
note
my
is,
own
I
notes.
see you're right on your note.
Thank
I,
you.
I see you right there. So that's why I'm saying to you, keep playing it. You can add harmonies to it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Add undertones and overtones and just playing your note. It's very difficult for a lot of people to play their note. And when you're in that space, I had something that I have been praying for and asking for 30 years. And someone offered it to me yesterday.
Wow.
And I said, whoa, is that because I'm on the note?
Wow.
And I didn't know how to handle it.
Wow.
I just said, I didn't know what to do.
Wow.
And so I think that we just have to keep playing the note, and before you know it, everything that we ever think about, everything we ever want will just come
Yes, ma'am.
to us. And then we just have to figure out then how to incorporate it and how to expand it. But I don't want you to stop at just your classes. You're going to get pretty busy. Do you have an assistant?
I not right now. I do it. I do it all. I'm the lady behind the scenes, in front of the camera.
You can
Not
always
yet.
get one of your students. Yeah, because you don't go up to teens yet, right?
Not no, ma'am. We stop after 12.
You stop at 12. Yeah,
Yes,
well,
ma'am.
12-year-olds can help.
Right. They can.
They
They
can
really can.
they can help. They can get summer jobs and do internships and all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so don't limit it, to just that, and don't be hard on yourself. I know you're probably hard on yourself.
I am.
You feel like I got to be able to do it all, and I need to be able to do it all now.
Right.
And what I would say to you is, you don't have to do it all now, and you don't have to feel like you have to control the pace of it.
Mm.
You see?
That's so true.
Because it's your note and because it's something that comes from Allah, He's going to control the pace of it.
Yes, ma'am.
And before you know it, you'll accelerate through steps that you thought that you were missing while you took the time to raise your daughter and work on your daughter. I heard you when you said, I got this position and then I got pregnant.
Right.
And I just want to help you with that because we know the author of life.
That's right.
Right? And so you let's look at it like this. You vibrated to a space where you got to this dream opportunity, but you also drew to you life. And you were given the honor to bring life through you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so life flowed through you. And then you just flowed with the life, and then that gave also birth. You gave birth
Right.
to two things: the baby and the baby business.
Right. That's so true. And it went just like that, in that exact order.
So you didn't get pregnant. You were gifted with the ability to bring forth life. And you continue to do that. You're continuing to multiply that with the way you pour into the young babies
Yes, ma'am.
and help to develop them in a precious way at such a young age. So that didn't happen to you, it happened for you.
For me, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
It happened for you. And so,
Yes, ma'am.
and even now, as you're moving through, and like I said, the temper tantrums and the demands of, because you probably gave birth to a young God
Yes,
who
ma'am.
was like, I want what I want, and I want it right now.
Yes.
And I ain't playing with nobody.
That's Melody. Yes, ma'am.
I ain't playing with nobody about it. I want what I want right now. And it can be demanding.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
But look at you going through that. You're probably even more beautiful than you were before.
That's a fact.
And you're probably more at peace.
Yes, ma'am.
You're probably more, your capacity to love, you now have learned, has expanded And here you are with all this beauty and all this talent, and you're not saying, well, I'm about to audition for this, or I'm about to go out here. That's why I asked you that question. I'm about to go out here and do this or that, because it ain't about that for you.
Right. Yes,
It's
ma'am.
about a spiritual journey. And,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I just want you to just see where the journey is going to take you.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Just
so
see where
true.
it's going to take you. You got that beautiful angel looking over you that you know.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yes, ma'am. I know that.
You got that beautiful angel going, come on, baby, who's still looking at you as that little 5-year-old that went to dance class.
Right.
She, she took all the way to Naperville
Yes, ma'am.
and Oswego, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
To go to dance class. That ain't down the street.
Right. No, that's a fact. It's not. It's not. Yes, ma'am. She was very intentional about that.
Very intentional. And so your life is intentional.
Yes, ma'am.
That's how you got to that note that you're playing.
Yes, ma'am. That's so true.
Just keep being beautiful and don't, sometimes you'll feel pressure as a businesswoman to change.
Mm.
One of the things I learned over the years is I'm a girly girl. I like girly things. I like strong black men around, and I just like girly things.
Yes,
But sometimes when you're going through the corporate world or the business world, and you study, there's this tendency to make you think that if you become harder or more hard-edged or more rough and masculine, that you're going to be more successful.
Mm.
And so you want to make sure that you resist that. You can still
Yes, ma'am.
be a deadly assassin billionaire and be your beautiful feminine self.
Yes, ma'am.
You can still be that. But I have to say that to my young sisters like you, because there's so much pressure to be something other than that.
Yes, ma'am. That's so
There's
true.
pressure in the way that we dress. There's pressure in the way that we present ourselves. Like we gotta have the persona of a gangster.
Right.
I'm very feminine, but I'm probably one of the biggest gangsters you'll ever meet.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
And so I'm just saying that
Yes,
to
ma'am.
you, that it doesn't have to look the way
Right.
society says that it has to look. You can still enjoy your femininity. You can still enjoy being a woman.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's okay, especially in this world that
Right.
we live in today. There's pressure.
Yes, ma'am.
Because some of the successful sisters that we see are a little bit harder edge, maybe
Right.
a little bit more masculine. And we're kind of thought, even if they're in certain environments, like if they're a stripper or they're acting, it's still very male behaviors that they exhibit, even though they may look feminine.
Right.
So we have to be very careful, as we're navigating through the business world, to understand that not only do we not want the behaviors, but we're not accepting the look and the vibe either.
That's facts.
We're the precious jewels,
Right.
and we
Yes, ma'am.
want to remain that. And so through ballet, through your femininity, you can teach young girls that, and you can stay
Yes,
that
ma'am.
way. It doesn't take anything away from your ability to produce. It does not take anything away from your ability to manifest.
Yes, ma'am.
Neither does being a mother or any of that. Neither does being an MGT or any of
That's
that.
right.
It doesn't take anything away from being able
really
to be
doesn't.
who you are. You can still be the most powerful person in the world in your genre, being who you are.
Yes, ma'am. That's facts. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can definitely do. Okay, so I done took over your whole. Sorry, but you just
No,
inspired.
well, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I do appreciate that advice. Thank you.
Inspired me to say that, and so I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, just where to find me on
Yes.
social media. I
Yes.
am Stay on Point Dance Academy on Facebook, Instagram, and that is our email.
So
So,
can somebody put that on in the chat? Stay on Point
Dance
Dance
Academy
Academy. Is Point with an E or just regular
with
Point?
an E. We're with
Okay.
an E.
So stay
Yes,
on
ma'am.
Point with an E, Dance Academy
Yes,
on.
ma'am. On all social media
Mhm.
platforms, and that is our email. If you would like to contact us for more information
Right.
about our classes.
So if you're an individual parent, mother or father, and you want to enroll your child in the dance classes, you can do that. If you're
Yes,
a
ma'am.
school,
Yes.
if you are an independent school system, if you're a public school system and you don't have physical education, for example, in your school, you can chime in to my sister and you can chime into her virtual classes,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
she might come up once a quarter and see y'all, but you can chime in there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are a business and you say, you know what, we just want to do this as a mixer, as a a team building exercise.
Yes,
Contact
ma'am.
at Stay On Point Dance Academy. Don't think that it's just it's in a box like we normally would think dance classes are. Just
Right.
because you can't go to the studio and hold on to the pole. No, you
Right.
can do this virtually. You can be an adult. You can
Yep.
be a school system.
Yes,
You can
ma'am.
be a business. You can be a recreational center. You can be a church. So churches out there,
I'm here.
after school programs,
That's right.
preschool. I'm your salesperson here. So
Okay, I'm loving it. I'm like, yes, yes, that's right. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
all
ma'am.
right.
You
So
said it.
at Stay On Point Dance Academy, Stay On Point with an E,
Yes, ma'am.
Dance Academy.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
it. You said it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sis. And if
Thank
when
you.
you start the adult classes, please make sure you let me know.
I sure will. I sure will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum salam.
Excuse me. Thank you for listening. Peace and blessings.